Okay. So today our final presenter, Mr. Nur Azam. You ready?
Yeah, Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon, everyone.
Okay. For this session will be by with Dr. Gunalan and Dr. Afan. I think I will allow Dr. Afan to check this round.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. Yes, I think we have a shortage of time. I want you to present straight away, maybe 20 minutes, then Dr. Guna and myself will give you some of the comments on your talk.
Okay, noted. I will start
Maybe
share the slide.
2-3 minutes because this Azan is going on.
Okay. All right.
I think it's okay, it's finished now. Okay, maybe you can start. No?
Hold on.
Mr. No, yeah.
Hold on. How to? Give me a bit time.
Yeah, you can start. No problem.
Yeah, all right. Not sure why I cannot. Can you hear my voice? Oh, sorry. Okay, all right. Can see the slide?
No, cannot.
Okay. So,
I think okay.
okay, all right. I can start again. My name is Nur Azam. I'm from Kuala Lumpur. I'm doing a project named as Knowledge Management in Malaysia Engineering Consultancy Company, which is under my supervisor, Prof. Madia Dr. Zaimah binti Zainuddin. Okay, next one. Okay, I just want to have an overview of my title. Basically, Board of Engineers in Malaysia have already registered about 100,000 almost engineers, as in Malaysia. And then we have also two other bodies which actually, one of it is Institution of Engineers Malaysia, which having 45,000 members, and we have another one which is the Association of Consulting Engineers Malaysia. So they have about almost 400 plus firm members. So as an overview, basically, engineers basically will have a nation building. We are actually building the nation by having all those twin tower. You have a KLIA, right? So that's just as an overview. Okay, my research background basically relates back to the industrial master plan, which is already lapsed in 2020. One of it, basically, the target sector is the professional services as one of 8. So it relates back to the tacit knowledge, because most of the engineers they're not learning actually in their university. So they will having a mentor-mentee kind of transfer of technology within, let's say, the engineers and also the oldest engineers. So this tacit knowledge basically is not being transferred as it in the formal, as a book or knowledge or manuals. So most of it, when you learn in the project, basically the transfer of knowledge will come to that time lah. So when you are doing a project, the engineer will having this knowledge being transferred from their older engineers. So based on the studies that I have checked, so they have found most of the valuable knowledge deployed in the construction industry in Malaysia, basically not only Malaysia but I think in the world, basically based on the tacit by nature. So this actually checked based on the Rezgui, Shehan, Chen and Mohammed. think the latest one in 2010. Okay, so the problem statement that I can see is because of the ability of organization. I think you can say that 400 plus consulting engineers have to manage their knowledge, because let's say one of the the staff left, so they will have a gap between this knowledge not being managed and not being transferred. So reliance of this knowledge accumulated by this individual make the organization vulnerable. There is a risk of the company itself to collapse if this not been managed properly. So the valuable and this experience have to be captured. The problem now is not being captured. I can say, like, we have like a big scale of consulting engineers, which is 100 plus, and then we have a medium size, and then we even have a smaller size, which is maybe 2 or 3 person managing one project. So if this tacit knowledge not being managed properly, this often leads to repeated mistake, because the younger engineer come in without this knowledge being transferred, so they're having problem managing the project. So this is the problem statement. And then, okay, this is just to have an evolution what is actually happening in the consulting engineers industry. I think in the late 80s we are using a manual drawing. You have a very big and very large drawing, the blueprint, the ammonia paper, and then we move towards AutoCAD, which is more towards a computer aided solution. And then now we are moving towards BIM. BIM is basically is more on the information modeling, when you can have sharing the information without maybe, even now during the COVID time, you can share with the internet, you can access to this BIM 360. We call it BIM 360. This is the new technology is developing now. So my research objective basically to study what is actually the current practice of knowledge management in this consulting engineers firm. And then I want to propose an effective way to capture this tacit knowledge, and then study the impact if this knowledge been embedded in the organization knowledge itself. So what is actually the impact? So my research question is, is there any relationship between this knowledge management and this organizational knowledge? Which I feel there is, but I think we have to do this research, and then we know is it same as my theory, and then is there any significant relationship between the knowledge management and the employee training, which I feel also is very significant. And the third one, does employee training mediate the relationship between the knowledge management and the organizational knowledge? So all these three questions I will put into my questionnaire. So these are my framework on the knowledge management. I will have to study on the knowledge management of engineering consultancy company in Malaysia, and then I will see whether the employee training have an impact to the organization knowledge of the company. So basically my methodology will having quantitative, which I will do sampling, survey, which can be online, and also self-administered within the company. I will use IEM or this SEM to have a link, and also to distribute the questionnaire, so at least we can gather the data and analyze using a PLS. So that's all I think from me. I think very short. I just want to have the idea transferred to the floor, and then and I think you can ask me on the question, anything.
Thank you very much, Noor. I think let me ask Dr. Guna. Dr. Guna, you can start first.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Afan.
Yeah.
Hi, Azam, how are you?
Hi. Very good.
Long time no see, right?
Yeah, doctor.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to see you at this stage now. You are already into the invitation stage for your DBA,
Yeah.
right? And I see your area of study is also good. You're talking about knowledge management, where many people are actually focusing on this area recently.
Yeah.
Right. My question here: why the focus is on engineering consultancy company?
Okay. Okay, I think I just want to to inform you on my background, because my background basically I'm in the engineering consultancy company. I have my own last time my own company which is very small, but currently I'm working with more I can say large company which employ about 100 people. So I can see there is a difference on how they managing the knowledge. But I think at the end of the day we want to have this knowledge or this research being shared to all the, not only at the medium, maybe also the small, so they can learn to effectively manage their knowledge management. So I can see there is a gap where maybe the large scale of company, consulting engineering company, who have a lot of technology supported to this, and then they have a proper module kind of system.
Okay, very well. Yeah, you did mention just now that the knowledge is not being captured now, right?
Yeah.
But can this be justified as a gap in your study?
Yeah, I think I can share that. I mean, because if you say engineering, I mean normally engineering they have like a reference or basis, when you do something. But there is also which is not been told, because some of the sequence of work is different. When you do engineering, meaning that I know you calculate everything, you can have a precise, but sometimes when you do without the proper execution or proper step, it will not have the same result. So the step, I think, is most important. I think the lack of this step is not being managing properly. This how to do it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's like you baking a cake, you can always cook ikan asam pedas, but if you want to bake a cake, it's different story. You have to have a specific ingredients and specific time to make sure it can have a very good cake, something like that. So I'm going towards that lah, basically.
Very well, Azam. Azam, you mentioned about project management just now. What project management? How project management will come into your picture?
I think some of the portion will be under the project management, because engineering, meaning that not only you giving the engineering input, you also have to manage the project successfully. So project management basically part of the project execution to make sure the project can be successfully delivered.
Okay.
Yeah.
The training that you put in your framework,
Yeah.
what roles the training playing here?
Employee training basically can be a refresh course or a new because I think engineering is a quite very quick fast and changing industry, something like when last time when you do more towards normal copper wire, now we are going to fiber, kind of like now is IoT, more towards robotic. So it's kind of fast changing environment where if it's not been transferred to the right people, so the company will having a problem. So basically you need this employee training, which I feel that some of the large company have already put in some money there, some effort there, but there is still not been structured. I can say it's still not structured, been done properly. It's not been structuredly done. So there's still a room of a gap where we can having this study, and also we can share to them how to make sure all this gap can be addressed.
Okay, Azam, thank you. I think as we move on, in the implementation stage, the framework might change.
Yeah, okay. Noted on that.
Supervisor's guidance.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
So for me, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Prof.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dr. Hassan, back to you.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Guna. Mr. Azhar, I
Yeah.
think let me want you to add few points.
Yeah, okay.
You know, this knowledge management. If you can go and find some paper related to IT, you know, the last
IT.
time most of the IT firms, you know, they have a few study have conducted on the IT, you know, IT company, because when the expert left, sometimes the company collapsed, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the program have written by one person, when
Yes.
this person, the key person left, the
Yep.
company most of the time will collapse.
Yep,
So
agree.
this is the issue we have in the few 5 to 10 years back. You know,
Yeah.
then a lot of people have come out with a study on these knowledge management issues.
Okay.
I want you two things only now, because I think now the scenario have again, you know, is a COVID 2019.
Yeah.
You know, maybe
Okay.
you can just relate your study now, because
Alright.
many of the key people in the world also left because due to this COVID. You know.
Yeah.
So this is how important of this the tacit or explicit knowledge. You know, we need to have to still need to valuable for the organizations.
Yeah.
I want you to maybe you can think about the more about the issues in Malaysian firms, because since you are going to focus on Malaysia,
Yeah.
in the last 5 or 10 years time, how many construction companies have collapsed? The small company cannot survive due to the expert left to big companies, you know. And
Okay.
if you have this kind of data, maybe you can include more toward your this one to the problem statement.
Okay,
I think
okay.
that might be give you more weightage on that.
Alright, alright.
Another thing, another thing also, I think maybe you also can include now the new issues, because the COVID-19, we do not know when going to be end.
Yeah.
Also, these maybe many of the people also going to be left in this world, right? Many
Yes.
doctors also maybe the export also not going to be longer, right?
Yep.
So these are the issue how we are going to manage the knowledge in the organization only. And even this is a few top journal they are writing about that, because due to COVID, many experts also might be left. We do not know that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
anyway, I think these issues also maybe you can try to link up together with your proposal.
Okay.
Another thing, come to your methodology section. You know, who's going to be your respondent? Is it your respondent will be the company owner or whom?
So okay, I'm targeting to have two survey. One is the employee itself, and one is the company, meaning that the management or the owner of the company. Because I think we need to understand from both perspective.
Are you going to do comparative study?
I just want to collect the data and then see how what is actually, because I want to have the perspective from both parties, because I think some
The
yeah
best thing to you, you maybe you can discover your supervisor.
Uh-huh.
I will suggest you only one.
Okay.
He's only the owner of the company only. How much he affected when the expert left only.
I see.
But this is my suggestion, but you
Okay.
can discuss.
Okay, noted.
Another the more important thing, because there are a few theories about related to knowledge management also.